Some artists spend their lives searching for mastery. Others spend their lives searching for themselves. Henri Michaux belonged to the latter. Writer, painter, traveller, poet, experimenter. He spent more than 80 years asking questions, not simply about art, but about consciousness, perception, and what it means to be human. And perhaps what makes his work so compelling today is that he never seemed interested in becoming a genius. He simply followed his curiosity. Henri Michaux was born in Belgium in 1899. As a young man, he dreamed not of becoming a painter, but of becoming a sailor. The desire to travel never left him. Throughout his life, he journeyed across South America and Asia, searching for unfamiliar worlds and different ways of thinking. Travel for Michaux wasn't tourism. It was transformation. Everywhere he went, he remained a student of life. Long before he became known for his paintings, Henri Michaux was already an accomplished writer. In 1938, he published Plume, a strange and dreamlike collection following an awkward character adrift in an absurd world. The book would become one of his most beloved works. Another important book, A Barbarian in Asia, emerged from his travels and reflected his fascination with cultures very different from his own. Yet words alone were not enough. Something else was beginning to call him. Unlike many artists, Michaux wasn't interested in academic painting. He wasn't concerned with realism or beauty in the traditional sense. Instead, he began creating strange symbols, marks, and forms that resembled some unknown language. Looking at these images today, one has the feeling that he wasn't trying to illustrate ideas. He was discovering them. His paintings feel less like statements and more like explorations, like maps of the mind. In 1951, Henri Michaux published one of the most unusual books of the 20th century. It was called Movements, filled with hundreds of strange dancing forms. The pages seem suspended somewhere between writing and movement, between drawing and choreography. The figures appear alive. They leap, stretch, gather, and dissolve. Looking at them, one senses that the hand somehow knew something before the mind did. And perhaps that is one of the great lessons of creativity, that we do not always need to understand before we begin. Sometimes understanding comes afterwards. During the 1950s, Michaux became fascinated with altered states of consciousness. Under controlled conditions, he experimented with mescaline. But unlike many people who later became associated with psychedelics, Michaux wasn't searching for escape. He approached the experience almost scientifically. He wanted to observe what happened to thought, vision, and sensation. The resulting drawings are restless and turbulent, and from these experiences emerged books such as Miserable Miracle and The Infinite Turbulence. Once again, drawing became a means of investigation, not decoration, not entertainment, but inquiry. In 1948, tragedy struck when his wife, Marie-Louise, died in a terrible accident. Her death devastated him. Friends remarked that Michaux became increasingly withdrawn. Yet he continued, writing, painting, searching, returning again and again to the page. Henri Michaux died in 1984. But perhaps what makes him feel so modern isn't his style. It's his attitude. He refused to be confined to one identity. He was a writer who painted, a painter who traveled, an experimenter who embraced uncertainty. He wasn't trying to build a brand. He wasn't chasing perfection. He wasn't creating content. He was paying attention, following his curiosity wherever it led. And perhaps creativity is not something we possess. Perhaps it is something we practice. A way of exploring, a way of becoming, a way of remaining alive to the mystery of things. And perhaps that is why Henri Michaux still has something to teach us. Because creativity, as he seemed to understand better than most, belongs to everyone.